Is your child having difficulty in learning them? Or does your child know when to use them? Are they lost when it comes to applying the actual multiplication to real-life scenario? No worry, it's quite common. But do you know coding can help improve their understanding of math and know when to use them? You might be wondering, how coding got to do with math? Well, let's take an example. For every step the dog takes, it will move 10 centimeter, and there is a bowl of food 100 centimeter away from it. How do we program the dog using multiplication so that the dog can have the food? This is the part where they will realize they can use the table to help find the answer. Coding is not just learning complex programming language, writing 1,000 lines of code. Coding actually helps bring math, science, and various other subjects together, such as art, animation, and many more, turning theory to practical, hence improving children's understanding of what they have learned in school. In summary, learn coding does translate to better math. Interested to find out more about coding? Contact us at 016-9810-613 or register at realfun.my/free trial. Wait no more. Let's get our children to be future ready.
Greetings, my name is Evelyn and I'm 11. When I got to know the Lunar Gateway Story Competition, I did my research online for a few days and formed my rough ideas and coded the story out in a day. Talking about my challenges in this project, I would say it's time. As a seasoned storyteller, I'm used to a 5 minutes time, but my teacher Theo taught me to code the story out in 2 minutes. That's real challenging. Nevertheless, here comes my production. Enjoy.
Prepare for landing. We are landing from the Lunar Gateway. 300 feet, 200 feet, 100 feet. Whoosh! We have successfully arrived at the moon's surface. Hello everyone, I'm astronaut Alvin. I am now on the moon's surface to examine the long-term effects of humans on the moon and find out can life live on the moon. I also brought some of my friends here, which is the lovely Donald Duckling and the cute Bunny. Welcome to the moon's surface. Hello everyone, I'm the Great Lunar Rover. I'm being sent by astronaut Alvin to explore the moon and find water. As we all know, water is important, and we might have life if we have water. So off I go now. Goodbye. Now I am trying to find water. My sensor is red if I don't find water, but if I find water, then it will turn into blue. Water, water. Now I will transfer the water sample that I collected into the filter machine and find out whether the water is safe to use after filtered. Goom, 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 goom. Tick, tick. After analyzing the water, I found out that the water is indeed special. It will help us to proceed to Mars and beyond.
Hi, I'm Charlie Bolden. I'm a U.S. State Department Science Envoy for Space, and I'm not able to be there with you all today to Tangwei Rui and all of your classmates. Hopefully they're as happy about you and as proud of you as I am. I had an opportunity to see your patch. I'm going to hold it up here so people can see that I've had a chance to see it. I think it's phenomenal, and I wanted to congratulate you on being one of 5 winners worldwide recognition for designing this mission patch for NASA. You know, it's really special for somebody to have the vision to be able to put on paper, as well as you did, what the NASA mission to the moon and on to Mars and farther is all about. So, you know, as a special thing, it may not be special to you, but I'm going to send along one of my personal mission patches from one of my 4 space shuttle missions in appreciation and congratulations for what you did. So congratulations to you again, and good luck in your efforts to one day become one of Malaysia's famous astronauts. If I'm lucky, I may have an opportunity to fly with you to Mars when they bring old people along. But Tangwei, congratulations again. Really enjoy this moment, and thank you for doing what you do.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our Facebook Live today. As usual, thank you very much for coming. I see Mohan. Thank you for Mohan for joining this. Hi to you. We have Phyllis. Hello, Phyllis. Long time no see. Hello, Richard. Please don't. Please be careful with the comments. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Richard, for joining. Hi, Miss Lim. Good evening. So again, thank you very much everyone for joining. Today we have very exciting topic, right? Can I be a hacker? So I'm very glad that I'm able to invite Mr. Francis Koh from PETRONAS. He's the head of Identity Access Management and Data Protection, to share with us, right, the insight on cyber security. So there's a lot of things and a lot of so yesterday I was having a conversation with him. There's a lot of exciting things that's happening in this space, and I really think all of you will like it a lot for this. But before we go into the session today, a couple of things that I want to recap. So we started the live in May, 22nd of May. We first invited the course director Ling Yu from the One Academy that talk about digital media design. So and since then we have done I think 5 sessions already. We talk about industry revolution, digital and project management, data, and also gamification last week. So for those who have missed those sessions, I would recommend you to go back to have a look, especially the projects that's shared by the students, right? They are really awesome. So do share, and then share with your friends and family if you feel that these are some of the work that we should share with a lot more people, because I personally do feel that it's really good, especially Wesley one, the Naruto animation. Wow, that's awesome. If you still recall, he took about 2 days to just draw one of the character inside. Yeah, so we have done this is some of the recap, and then like I said, last week we did gamification, and then today we have can I be a hacker? So I see that today there's quite a lot of people interested in this topic, and I really think this is a very interesting topic as well. So but before we go into the actual session, I do want to pose the question to all of you first. Now, talk about data breach. Talk about systems being hacked. Companies being hacked. What is the first one that come into your mind that you can recall? Yeah, some big company or country that's being hacked, and a lot of data leak, a lot of password leak, right? So share with us, what is the first incident, we call it incident, first incident that came into that came into your mind, that we have this when we talk about hacker and cybersecurity. So put in the comment, right? I think it will be interesting to see like how many of you actually know what's happening in the world, right? So hi Sim, welcome. Okay, we have quite a lot of people tonight. Hi Victoria. Victoria, you'll be sharing soon, huh? One of my students. Okay, so again, like I said, what is the first thing that come into your mind? Cybersecurity. Think about some company being hacked, some data breach, or a lot of your emails and password, exposed to the World Wide Web. What's the first thing that come into your mind? So put into the comments, and then we can talk about it later. In fact, just to look at some of the incidents, very interesting one. Yeah. So this is today. Yeah. Can I be a hacker? Now, next week and the week after next, we also have very exciting topic, game production. So I believe a lot of people have question on how complex is it is to make a game, right? It's to produce a game. For example, let's say I want to produce a game that can be played on PS5, right? The latest one. or just as simple as play, to be able to play on Nintendo Switch. So how does it work, right? Producing a game. So we have Hilmi that next week who will be sharing with us in this related to this topic. So he's currently the game development researcher, but he has years of experience in game production, as well as even tailoring courses to help students pick up this skill on game production. Now, then on the 10th of July, we have Joy from China, right? So I'm really glad that she is able to share with us on digitization. All right, digitization in China. So, and she's also going to share with us some of the interesting project that she has she involved in China, and this a lot related to digitization. So stay tuned, if you're interested in that. So join us again next week, as well as the week after next. Yeah. So this is what we have done so far, and also what's coming. Then the next is, obviously, we're going to start the live session, right? But before we start the live session, let me share with you one interesting video. Well, it's more of an intro just to kickstart the thing. All right, so now, as I've mentioned in my WhatsApp, in my Facebook post, today I will be giving out free gift. Okay, the gift that I'm going to give out today is 5 top tips on how to keep yourself safe from cyber attack. Okay, so there are various things that we can do, but I'm gonna filter out, like, what's the most important top 5 things that we should do to make sure that to help keep us safe, right? So this is the free gift that I'm gonna give you. It is a webinar or webcast or a Zoom meeting, whatever that you call it, that I'm gonna organize for you, and whoever that wants to hear these top 5 tips, I need your help to do one thing. All right. So if you are able to get the top fan badge, right? If you are able to get the top fan badge, if you look at the slide there, let me see, where's the slide here? Yep. If you look at the slide there, so top fan or top sharer, those are the people will get the free gift. All right, those are the one that will get the free gift. Now, how do I get this top fan or top sharer? Well, top sharer keeps on sharing this live and interact with us, and then top fan, I believe you have to interact with us, like a lot of our posts, a lot of our posts, and give a lot of like and support for our Facebook page. So as long as you have the badge, top fan and top sharer, which I can see it later on in the comment. Let me just quickly go through it. Anybody have it yet? No. So if you believe you have it, type in the comment, I have it. Then I will see it, top sharer or top fan, on top of your name. Yeah. So how do you get it? Share as much as you can in various groups, in your friends list, on your Facebook, on your Facebook page, and what group, different groups. So share as much as you can, then you will get the top sharer. Then those are the one that will get the top 5 tips that I'm gonna give it to you personally through a webcast that I'm gonna organize. So this is the free gift for today. Okay. Then let me just check. Oh no, So this is the free gift. So without further ado, I think it's time for me to invite our first student, right? He will be sharing with us he will share with us as usual 2 projects that he worked on during our coding class. So welcome, Nathan. Nathan, can you please turn on your oh, sorry, not yet. Projects that he worked on during our coding class. So welcome, Nathan. Nathan, can you please turn on your video as well as turn on your mic now, and also please mute your Facebook Live because I can hear it. Okay, so this is Nathan. Right, Nathan, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Nathan. I am 14 years old. I am studying in ants education. I joined coding in 2018 December.
2018 December. So that's about close to 1.5 years, I think. Okay. So let's go ahead and show your video now. So I accidentally show it just now. So the first video is the Mario one. So let's give it a minute.
Game over.
All right. So tell me more about this Mario game, Nathan. So I can see that it is sort of copying the very famous Mario game. So how did you do it? I mean, like, is it starting from a scratch or you modified from certain projects?
I modified from other projects.
Okay.
I sort of copy it also.
Okay. All right. But you like the theme of Mario. Have you played Mario before?
Yes.
Okay. On what machine? Because I mean, the Mario that I can recall is the one very, very old Nintendo that I played before. But how about you?
I play on my phone. It's like the same graphic as the one you can see.
Ah, okay. But I can see that, you see, when the Mario hit the mushroom, I don't know what's his name anymore. But it's straight away game over. Yeah. So I thought you'll be able to step on it and then smash it, right? You haven't programmed that yet, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So is it simple to do this, by the way?
Not
What's the most
really.
difficult one? What's the most difficult one?
The background.
The background. What's wrong with the background?
Because you can see there's a line there, and that is very annoying. And I keep trying to make it not doing that, so that's hard. But
Okay.
I gave up, and this happened.
Okay, all right, but it still look good. I mean, definitely there's improvement area for this project. You'll be able to squash the mushroom and well the bad guy and making sure that the background is more seamless. There's no line in there. Definitely there's room for improvement. But looking at how the Mario animate as he works, I think these are very awesome job. To me, it is really, really good, and he's able to jump as well. So that's the first project. Let's look at your second project. Okay. All right. So the second project is about going to the space, I guess. So can you tell me more about this project that you have made? What is it for, by the way?
This is for the NASA project.
Okay, so this is for, I guess, for the NASA competition, yeah, not for the NASA challenge. So a
Yeah.
couple of things here in this project. So the story is very short, right? You know, the astronaut go to the lunar gateway. You know, they call it lunar gateway, right? It's sort of like a international space station. And immediately you go into toilet. So what's so special? I mean, I find it special because immediately you are the only one that show a toilet in a lunar gateway. So why do you put toilet there?
Because when I was making this code, I just came back from the toilet and I was thinking of the toilet in space. So I did this.
Okay. So it's just because during that time so happened that you came back from toilet and then that idea pop in, right? But I can see that there's also a newspaper. So so do you read newspaper when you are doing your business?
No, it's it's a old spaceman. He was there for many years, so he always read newspapers.
Okay, but I wonder where does he get the newspaper from? Imagine the newspaper is daily.
People from the NASA mail it to them with a small spaceship.
Every day. You're talking about every day. Yeah.
Yes,
Imagine
that's why they are so busy every day.
All right. So that's your how you interpret it, like how they are, why they are busy lah. One of it is to send the newspaper. All right, very good. I mean, this is a very interesting project. So again, to the audience, if you think this is a good work, I think you should give him support. Put a lot of like, put a lot of love, a lot of smiley face. Go ahead and give it. There's actually a question, right? Copy and paste from Mario. Would it cause any IP issue? Well, we are not really selling it per se, not selling the game, but more for our recreation purpose. I believe should be okay. And any question? Yeah, so somebody mentioned it. Likely not. Nintendo only target fan games that get popular. Wow. By the way, Wang Xuan, nice to see you here. Long time no see. He is one of my very first student that learned coding when I came back to Miri. Okay. All right, so good. Thank you very much, Nathan, for your sharing. You can leave the meeting now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so before we go to the next student sharing, just a reminder to all of you: what is the first thing that came into your mind? There are a few things. That was the first thing that came into your mind when you talk about cybersecurity, right? Things got hacked, company got hacked, a lot of your things, password exposed to the internet. What can you recall? What is the incident that you can recall for the past few years? Maybe even yourself, were you being hacked before? Maybe you can share your experience, right? I think a lot of people, Facebook got hacked, and I'm getting a lot of weird messages from somebody that a long time never chat before and suddenly asked for my phone number, which I find it very suspicious sometimes, right? So I'm not too sure whether you have that same experience as well, right? So suddenly, out of the blue, somebody texted you on Messenger and said, "Can long time no see. Can I have your phone number?" Straight, just straight to the point. Can I have your phone number? So I sometimes I can't really. I can't really, I don't really understand why they want that. So share your experience, right? So the second thing is that I'm giving out this free gift of top 5 tips how to keep yourself safe from a cyber attack, or how to keep yourself safe from the internet in general. And I'll be organizing this Zoom meeting, a webcast, a webinar. But in order for you to get this, share as much as you can for this webcast, for this live, right? So that you can get the top sharer badge that you can see there, top sharer badge. Okay, so as long as you get the top sharer badge, we will get the the free gift. Sorry, suddenly slipped my mind. So I was looking at the comment just now. So any question from you all? I guess no question. So I see Madam Mrs. Woon mentioned the phone numbers of 419 million Facebook accounts have been leaked. Yeah. So Facebook is one of the incident that I can recall, or of a cyber attack, or cyber security related incident. And I think one of the other one that I recall is I think it's Yahoo Mail, right? Yahoo Mail also, there was some incident, I think few years ago, including myself, that is being exposed. Your password, all your details are being exposed. And then in these top 5 tips, by the way, in these top 5 tips, I will also share with you how are you able to check whether you are your details are being exposed in the World Wide Web, right? Whether you have been hacked before, whether it's the tools that you use, or the software that you use, or the website that you use, they will go through it and scan through it. So how can you do that? So it will be part of my top 5 tips. Okay. What happened to Zoom meeting being hacked and how to secure it? Well, if you follow the news of Zoom meeting being hacked, it's actually not so much of being hacked, but again, Francis will talk about it later on. A lot of this is more of a human behavior, or the action that we take. It's not system wise. There's some improvement that we can do, but a lot of it is all because of human error. And I think Francis will also share, right, the weakest link of all of this is always the human, and that's causing it. So yeah, I mean that's a good example of Zoom one, which is quite recent. Yeah, a lot of Zoom bombing, if you recall that Zoom bombing. People just join in and then display inappropriate pictures in your meeting, and out of nowhere, don't know who is this joining our meeting, right? So yeah, those are some of the this incident. So let me talk less. Let me go to the next student. So Felix, can you please turn on your video as well as your mic? Oops, not this one. All right. Okay, Felix, good evening. Felix, by the way,
Hi.
he's only 8 years old. So introduce yourself, Felix.
Hi, my name is Felix. I study at SJK North Miri. I started coding in 2019 when I was 7 years old.
Okay, very cool. So he started in when he was 7 years old, and to this year is 8 years old. And so let's have a look at his project, right? So Felix, let me see, where is it? This one. So the first one is, okay, I'm gonna show the Lunar Gateway first. Yeah, Felix, I'm gonna show the Lunar Gateway one first.
Okay.
Hold on. I think there's no. Okay, hold on. Let me repeat again.
Hi, Felix. I'm 7 years old. I brought my Barbie to the Lunar Gateway. Hope you enjoy.
All right. So, tell me more about this project. What was this project for again?
It is a competition organized by NASA.
Ah, so it's the NASA challenge as well, right? So, I think this was last year, end of last year as well. So, by the way, for Felix, right? I noticed for most of his projects, he put Barbie in a lot of his projects. So, a question to you, Felix, especially for this Lunar Gateway one. Why do you have a Barbie there?
Barbie is one of my sister's favorite dolls. I want to put Barbie into my project, so my sister Flora will enjoy watching my project.
Okay, so it's because your sister liked Barbie and you think of her and then you also want to put Barbie in this project as well. Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool. Then and I also see there's a robot there. What's that robot for?
There, it is because the robot is cute. Its name is Cutie. The robot is Barbie best companion.
Ah, so it even have a name for it. It's called Cutie, right? So Barbie and the robot together in space, they accompany each other so that they are not bored. Okay. So what by the way, what's the robot for again?
The robot can
What
use
can the robot do?
the robot can fix all the machines that cannot function well in a spacecraft.
Oh, okay. So the robot, the purpose of the robot is to fix things lah. So that's why it has a wrench on in his hand, is it? The robot's hand, yeah? Ah, okay, cool. That's nice. So again, audience, right? If remember, yeah, he's only 7 years old when he worked on this project, and I think this is a really really good project for a 7 years old already. So guys, if you like this, do support him. Give a lot of like, give a lot of love on our Facebook live there, and comment, as well as share it. Yeah, share our live so that a lot more people can enjoy his awesome work. Okay, now let me go to the second one.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
All right. So this is quite an interesting animation, at least for me. So can you explain a bit what is this?
This project is about an emergency case of a submarine. There is a crack on the window glass and a broken part at the propeller too.
Okay. Wow. That's a very very well. There's a lot of meaning in your project. That's very interesting. So the submarine is broken, right? There's a crack on the mirror, and propeller is not working well. Then what's the diver for then? Well, actually, before we talk about the diver, I noticed there's this there's one middle thing that's going left and right. What is that? Yeah.
That is a plate of fish and chip. The diver is hungry and he imagined he sees a fish and chip, trying to see a fish and chip and try to get the fish and chip.
Ah, okay. So Okay, so that's a fish and chip. So the diver is trying to catch the fish and chip because the diver is
Yes.
hungry. Ah, interesting, interesting. So what do you think is the most difficult part for this project?
In this underwater project, I think making the diver is the most difficult because I need to make his leg movement like fluttering in the water repeatedly.
Ah, okay. So making the diver to animate, for example, move as well as flipping the leg, that is the most difficult part, yeah? Okay, cool. And I noticed there's quite colorful fish at the bottom there. How did you make those fish so colorful?
The fish were yellow, but I edit them with paint. I colored them.
Ah, okay. So you edit them with edit their look itself, and then as well as coding them so that they change color every now and then continuously.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then something that I find it very interesting also is your well. Why is your well smaller than your submarine? Oh well,
It is a baby well.
it's a
It is-
baby well.
Well, so it is a very tiny one.
Okay. Because I mean, what the well that normally come into my mind is very big well, and okay, it's so much smaller than the submarine. Okay, now if you want to improve this project, what will you want to improve it?
I think I can improve it by adding more movement so my project can be funnier and interesting.
Okay, well, that's cool. So you see, just a simple animation itself, there's actually a lot of story behind it, right? And I applaud to their imagination of the entire animation itself, and able to put it into a program through coding itself. And this is an awesome skill that they can use to express, right, their imagination, their thinking, what they have in mind, to be able to tell the story, tell other people, and tell a wider audience. All right, so thank you very much, Nathan. Let me just check, is there any question for you? Any other question? Mostly you'll say good job, Felix, right? Oh yeah, good job, Felix. Awesome. All right, so guys, again, if you really like his project, do give a lot of support. Thumbs up, love, heart, thumbs up, love, heart, smiley face, right? So good. Thank you very much, Felix. I know you're very, very nervous, as well as Nathan as well just now. But finally, it's over, right? So again, thank you very much for sharing with us tonight, and I'll see you again this coming coming week. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that is the sharing from two of the students, Nathan and Felix. So for those, let me just recap. We will be giving out free gift today. How to keep yourself safe from the internet. Top 5 tips. It's a Zoom meeting that I'm going to organize, but in order for you to get that, please share as much as you can. So that you can get the top sharer badge from your name, right? When you comment it in our live, you'll be able to see that top sharer badge on top of your name. So far, I haven't seen any yet. Not even top fan, no? Okay. Looks like it's very, very difficult to get it. Now, if that's the case, just put a comment. I want. All right. If you want the top 5 tips, just put I want. Then I will get in touch with you, so that we can organize a Zoom meeting together. All right. If you want it, just type I want in the comment box, then I'll give it to you. Free gift today. All right, everyone will get it. So just type I want. Okay, I can see that coming in. All right, now going on to our next special guest for the day, right? And on the topic of, can I be a hacker? I have not seen anyone put in other incidents that any other incident besides the Zoom one, as well as the Facebook one, but we will be actually sharing some of the incidents. In fact, the incidents that happened over the past 10 years later on. But before we share that, let me invite Mr. Francis Koh to come online, turn on your camera and turn on your mic and join our sharing session now. Francis. Okay, let me just hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Let me just turn on this. All right, good. Now we have you. Thank you very much for joining us, Francis. Now, maybe you can introduce yourself first.
All right. Thanks for having me. My name is Francis Koh. I'm in the field of cybersecurity, currently the head of identity and access management and data protection at PETRONAS.
Okay. So, when we talk about before we go into can I be a hacker, so let's first talk about what is cybersecurity. What is the meaning of it? And I think it's something that we seldom talk about at least our day-to-day coffee chat. We seldom talk about this, I think. So maybe you can share a bit on what is cybersecurity.
Sure. Well, I'll try to put it in a simple manner. Yeah. So cybersecurity, let me define it. It's an organized way to protect company of yourself from cyber attack, in a very simple term. But what do you mean by organized way? So organized way involves the use of technology, use of processes, use of set of control, to protect. And protect against what? So we are protecting the network, we are protecting the system, we are protecting the data, we are protecting your devices, whether it's your phone, your PC, and so forth. Yeah. So if I may use a simple analogy, so if you imagine in your neighborhood, if you have security guards around, so a system of technology as simple as the access card, if you are staying in the gated and guarded environment, use of the boom gate, right? You have a security guard there taking down your IC number, for example, your access, and you have certain procedure as they go through. So that is just essentially what we do, in cybersecurity. So we are, in a simple term, it's like a line of defense for the company or even for individual from preventing others from attacking and gain unlawful access to your data.
Okay, so it sounds like a very important job, especially for organization, for big organization, for a country even, right? Where we have a lot of data. In fact, this afternoon I attended one of these webinar where they shared the in terms of personal information, right? And there's actually a lot of personal information sold in the dark web, right? And the cheapest thing that you can get for personal information is credit card, right? I think they were saying that you can get like 50 cent or 50 cent USD just to get a credit card for you. Yeah, so it's so easy, and to get it. And then the most expensive one is I think it's medical data. Yes, it's related to the most expensive one is related to medical data, which is very interesting.
it is true. The market is saying data is the new oil. Yeah. For those in Miri, you see, oil is the most valuable asset, but now data is the new oil.
Yeah, indeed, data is the new oil, and we had a session, by the way. If you missed the session, I think we have a sharing from Hui Xiang 2 or 3 weeks ago on data is king. So how important is data and what people use data for, right? So you can go back to our Facebook page and have a look at that. So all about this cybersecurity is really to protect our data from being misused by bad guys. But is there okay, so maybe we can talk about what are the things that we can do to reduce that or to stop them from happening. I think you have something related to that, right?
Yeah, so before maybe we talk about how to prevent, maybe we want to understand what is causing cyber attack.
Yes.
So what type of cyber attack we have? So maybe let me start with what type of cyber attack we have. So as I said earlier, so the main thing of the cyber attack is to gain access to your data. Yeah. So that is because data is the most valuable. They can sell it, they can use it for their business strategy purposes. But at the same time, data also, by gaining certain data, for example, your password, your bank account details, they can steal your bank account, your money as well. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so the information that they get can help them to gain access to money. Either they sell it or they get it directly. This one. Second type is more commonly happen is they will gain access to your network and they disable your PC or your whole network, your whole business collapse. So some of it, they don't even want to get your data. They just encrypt it and they sell it. And this is what we call ransomware, right? So imagine you have your safe and they lock it and you have to pay them so that they unlock for you to get your own money. So that is essentially what ransomware is about. Now, so those are the key idea why cyber attack happens. Now, at the same time, there is an increase in cyber attacks over the years. I think later, YT, you're going to share the data.
Yes.
I guess,
let me just flash that up now. Let me just flash that up.
Okay.
Sharing.
So from 2009 to 2020 so far.
So let me just start from the bottom. 2009.
Yeah. So you can see. So all this little bubble is the data, the amount of data breach. Yeah. So this is in 2009. Yeah? And you can see as you scroll up, you see the amount of data, the number of companies that get hacked or breached increased substantially. All right, in 2003, yeah. In terms of number of companies, in terms of the quantity of data that they get exposed. Yeah. 2015, 2016, we're talking about 143 million equipment.
Oh yeah, talking about this, I saw now that I recall, I see this friend finder network. I recall there was one year where there's this website, I think adultery website kind of thing, where they're exposing people, having affair. There's a website that the purpose is for people to have affair, and it got hacked. And very interestingly is that a lot of this, so I think the investigation went on, and they found out that a lot of these people, a lot of these people are actually not real one. It's bot, it's robots, and they program it in such a way that you feel like you're actually talking to somebody, which is very interesting. It's not actually a real person there that you are having conversation with, having an affair with, but it's actually a robot that you're having an affair with. So well, digress a bit. So yeah, coming back to this. So yeah, I mean it's crazy the incident that's
Yeah, you can
happened
see
since
2018, 2019. So the amount of data get breached, get hacked is increasing. Now, why is that so? I mean, you can see the amount of data get breached and hacked are increasing for a simple reason that there are more devices get connected to each other, to the internet, to the cloud services. When you store your information online in the cloud, you are exposing yourself. Yeah. So more devices get connected. More data, the paper-based data now is translated, digitized it. I think you're going to talk about it talk about the China case. So more data, digitize it. When the data digitize it, it's become easier to get access to, and that encourage the cyber attacker to attend and to do all sort of things just to get access to your network, to your device, to your company's database, just to gain access to those data. Whether they sell it, they use it, or they just lock it down, or they just cause the whole network to collapse and your business get impacted.
So I think on that note, maybe a question to the audience also, right? So have you come across such incident, or maybe perhaps yourself experienced this before, where your data is being locked by don't know who is it, and you are being asked to pay for you to unlock the data that has been locked for you for no reason, right? So maybe anyone have this experience before. Luckily, I not me yet. Hopefully not forever. But if anyone have this experience before, and in fact, there's one question. Can you share the recent incident that Malaysia companies get hacked in the past 1 year? For example, PETRONAS. So I'm not too sure whether you will be able to share in detail, but I think
there were so many. But I remember late last year there was a Malaysian bank that get hacked. I think one of the major bank, Malaysia-based bank, and they were asked to pay a large sum of money in order to release the data. So yes, and it's continuously a lot of compromise is happening on a daily basis. In fact, every minute you have, I forgot the number, but every minute there are X number of cases happen, big or small. Yeah. So compromising the intruder is compromising the network, the data on the daily basis. Yeah. So I don't have the data readily with me. I used to have that.
But definitely there are a lot of these incidents, and in fact, some are public and some are not so public. Perhaps are still for due to some confidentiality issue, and those are not supposed to be shared to public. So I think there's also one question, right? Can we buy cyber security insurance for individual? Not for company, not for organization, but for individual. Is there such thing?
I'm not sure. I'm not insurance. I'm not an insurance agent for cybersecurity. I haven't heard about it yet. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. But it's related to the webinar that I attended this afternoon. I did hear this guy from Microsoft. He did mention that there's actually such thing as cybersecurity insurance, but I'm not too sure whether it's down to individual, whether it's profitable to do that. But yeah, I did hear that guy mention that there's a cybersecurity insurance.
So I have some statistics. So happened that this afternoon somebody shared it with me, but this is in Singapore. I guess you can use it as a reference. So it was reported that there was about 9,400 cybercrime reported last year alone in Singapore. 9,400. There was an increase of more than 50%.
Wow.
And of this cybercrime, 9,000 over cybercrime, it constitutes about 25%, quarter percent of the overall, they call it what, overall the crime in Singapore. You just imagine. So cybercrime is a real crime, just like any other crime, petty theft, house break-ins that you are experiencing on a daily basis. So it's happened. You don't hear it often because companies don't say it, yeah? But it's happening every day. And with the COVID-19 cases where people are working from home, it means we use more technology to connect to our the company's network, and it exposed more than ever all these risks, cyber risks to any company. So in fact, one of the most easy way of attack is a phishing email. You probably will have received it. Email that talk about a new rule from the Ministry of Health about what are the new SOP on COVID-19. Or there's another report from WHO about the new statistics, and so forth. And it's always come with a link, always very urgent, very exciting, and you entice you to click it. The moment you click it, you bring you to a site or you download a Trojan to your PC. And it happens even circulate among your phone, through your WhatsApp chat and so forth. So I believe you do see more often of this than ever when you are in a COVID-19 situation. People are all locked in the room. Everybody is going online, right? So that is where the cases happen. I believe I read a report. I think it was jumped by 70-80% in terms of the cybercrime.
Yeah. So just recently, I think 2 days ago, so my wife sent me a print screen of an email, and the funny thing is in this email, right? It is a phishing email. But the sender, right, is using the name, which is my name. So it's not using like, a lot of phishing email like from Apple, from eBay, I think one of PayPal as well. I get a lot, but this one is using my email, and not, in fact, my full name is my initial in a very special way. There's a very special way that I write my initial, and they actually copy that and send an email to my wife. Hopefully, can get something from her. So again, I believe this is because one of my account got hacked before, and they just copy it from there, and then hopefully, but it's interesting, and again, coming back to, do you want to know how you can prevent it? I think we will share a bit more in a short while, but if you want more and how to do it, do type in "I want" in the comment box. Then I will organize a webcast and a sharing with all of you the top 5 tips of how we can keep ourselves safe. Well, my example of being hacked previously, that give me a bit of experience on how to protect myself. So hopefully that can help all of you as well. So we talk about the breaches, the hacks are getting more and more.
How to prevent? You want to talk about?
I think there are 2 parts of it. So one is how to prevent, but I think the other part is that it sounds like this is a big industry, both on the dark side and on the bright side, right? The dark side, many people are going to the dark and then trying to hack as much as they can. And on the bright side, many people are trying to block as much as they can and prevent it. So this sounds like really a growing field and industry. So can you share more on how we, as well as our next generation, can can be involved in this? What do we need to get? What skill set do we need to have in order for us to be in this field?
Sure. I think one of the key reasons I accepted your invite for this talk is to encourage and share why is this important and to encourage more people to venture into this field. Yeah. So I'll answer that in a while. But before that, let me talk about how we could prevent. I'll just give you 3 tips. The rest I will let YT cover in his free gift. So again, cybersecurity, as much as you think it is so, how I call it, you may perceive it as a very high tech. It is actually very simple, and it is always the attacker is always focused on the weakest link, and the weakest link usually is not the technology, it's the people. It's actually the people. So people is the weakest link in the whole. If I may use the whole cycle that the attacker is doing. So they will do social engineering. Yeah? Phishing email, that what YT talk about, is one way of doing social engineering. Now, so I will just share that you need to be adopting a cyber safe. You know, for people, common people, even those in their workplace, you just need to remember these three tips on cyber safe behavior. So one is about vigilant about social engineering. Whenever you send email in the public places, you go into Facebook posting your picture, your Instagram, be mindful that somebody is watching. And all this information is shared, they can use against you, impersonate you, and so forth. Yeah? So you need to be mindful of that. And they will use that to craft out email that sound like you and send it to your friend, or you become your friend's friend, for example. So it looks real, usually a hot issue, need action immediately, click here or submit this and so forth. So you need to be vigilant about it. Yeah? Vigilant about social engineering, phishing email. Second is about safeguard your access, ACCESS, your access. So access simple things like password. Yeah. Try to use a different type of password for different account for different purpose, and try to use a strong password. We call it strong password. Yeah, multiple mixture of character and so forth. You know, the most frequently used password, YT. You guess what is that? It's password 123.
Exactly.
Password 123. You know, a lot of people have this password 123 and they never change. Make sure you change it. At the same time, create multiple profile. So usually, if you go anywhere in the shopping center, you enter certain context. Usually, they will ask you to fill in your email. Last time was your phone number. Now they put in email. So remember to. My wife have a habit of creating multiple profiles. Yeah. So she had one for all the rubbish dump. You know, you just want to enter. Somebody wants an email, he just dump it, and she will know those are all garbage. Yeah? And it's an interesting one. She'll pick it up, and then reserve the real ID for serious stuff that you use. So use multiple. So there's second, safeguard your access, your password, your for example, if you have this dongle, if you have using what you call facial recognition, make sure that you safeguard that. Yeah, your thumbprint and so forth. The third one is about protecting your asset. You know, so protecting your asset in the sense that you don't let your asset lying around, your PC, for example. So if you step away in the public spaces, make sure you lock the screen so that they cannot get access to your information. Your phone, yeah. Make sure you at least most people don't set any password on their phone, yeah. So they just check it. They can actually get access to your data. Another one is use of what they call thumb drive. Yeah, last time we used CD, now it's thumb drive. You just plug into the USB port. Be very vigilant because people can put in some program that thumb drive may have certain malware in there. Yeah? And secure your access also, including putting in antivirus software. Yeah, to protect malware, to protect when you visit certain risky sites. They will prevent you and give you alerts. Yeah. So those are three simple tips you can adopt. Yeah. So those are, I call it cyber safe behavior. So vigilant about social engineering, about the phishing email. Second is about safeguard your access, yeah, your password and so forth, ID. And third is about protecting your assets. Now, move to the job opportunity. Now, cybersecurity is a growing field. As more people go into digitalization, cyber defense becomes the foundation. Yeah? Because imagine now that you have more of your data in the cloud, more of your access from the public places, you need to put in more army, more policemen to ensure all these access and data are secure, are protected. Yeah? So let me give you some key role that we have. Now, let's start with perimeter security. So we'll start with firewall, for example. Firewall, proxy, those are, it's like putting in your fencing in your house area. You have fencing, so are perimeter. So firewall engineer, network engineer, and then you go into application. Yeah? So in my field, for example, identity and access management. Now, why is this so important? So we need to ensure right people have the right access to the right resource at the right time. Yeah, it's a 4R. Yeah? So identity become a big business, become very critical because they are the key to get access to the data. Yeah? So there's one. Second is about data. So when you have data, so identity and access management is a hot area at the moment in the industry, yeah, in cybersecurity. Next is about data protection. So in this area, we were looking at tools and way to classify the data for all the documents that you produce, whether it's confidential, whether it's for internal circulation, whether it's for open use. And then we have certain tools in place to ensure when this such information get exchanged, they are exchanged with the right people, with the right audience, you know, whether they can send out, they can send this out, they can circulate among only authorized folks. Yeah. And next is about all these different law, yeah, or acts. In Malaysia, we have PDPA, Personal Data Protection Act. Yeah. In the Europe, they had GDPR. All this law is in place to protect the consumer in terms of their identity. And all this law become a control that company need to be aware of. They need to put in certain technology, processes, and control in order to comply with this law. Yeah. So in this case, somebody study law can also get involved in cybersecurity. Yeah. And then the most exciting one, yeah, the most exciting one will be we call it cyber defense. So what do they do? They are focusing on threat hunting. That means they're actively doing penetration testing, seeking out whether the environment is exposed, where is a vulnerability, and so forth. So if I may use a simple term, it's like your security guard go around and doing patrolling in your perimeter, trying to see anybody sneaking in. Is there a hole? Somebody can come in, and then take action to close it out. So there's one. And the last one, not really last one, it could be more forensic. So before I forget, forensic. It's like our CSI. Yeah. So if you watch the Miami CSI and CSI series, you know they are forensic folks. They're trying to understand how this people murder happened. Same thing when there is a cyber attack, this forensic team will come in and check why is it happen, how did they happen, and you'll be interesting to find out. In many cases, besides the technology piece, it's the human piece. And you will sit there and trying to wonder, okay, if I was this attacker, what would I do? Where do I go next? What is this person trying to do? So it's quite interesting. If you watch CSI, is that the thinking logic is exactly that. And as they go into your network trying to get your data, they will leave certain traces that you can use to figure out what's happening. And last one but not least is about communication. Now, as I say, the the security issue is always focusing on weakest link, and the weakest link is the human. So just like sometimes we are lacking we are at home, we didn't put the padlock, we didn't lock our door, we didn't lock our car's door, we leave the wallet in the car and so forth. We are exposing ourselves. It's the same thing. So many companies now are focusing on educating their staff, okay, educating the public about what is a cyber safe behavior. So in this case, you will be surprised to find out there are people that hire designers to design poster for people to write up, to craft out the video, educate people about all this cybersecurity safe behavior. Yeah. So I would encourage our youngsters interested in coding, interested in IT to venture into this. Now, coding is a first step towards cybersecurity because we use a lot of technology to protect. Yeah, you heard about the firewall, you talk about the data classification, and we collect all the log and we analyze it. And that again, we will need to do a logical mapping in terms of how this alert comes in, how is it relate to each other. So now big data comes in as well. So you can see quite a lot of fields are interrelated. I'll stop there in case you have questions.
So yeah, it sounds like it's really a big field, and I can see that both technical as well as non-technical, both are relevant, right?
It is.
And we are talking about human behavior. How can we psychology perhaps comes in as well. And I really like your example of using a CSI, and in fact like what you mentioned, sounds like it's true, right? What's happening in the movie as well is actually happening in real life. So we do have a couple of questions here. Let me just one of it is, do you suggest using one of those paid password management app?
I would suggest that if you have multiple passwords, too many passwords that you cannot remember, yeah, that will help you to secure. But again, remember, when you use that, you also have a password that you need to secure this application. So the best thing is be vigilant, ensure that you constantly change your password, don't share the password. These are all very simple rules. But very often, we are so easygoing and we are lacking in protecting this. These are very simple, I can tell you. Just like you don't let your key lying around. People do that.
Okay. So there's also one question, right? How secure is the recent COVID tracing app that introduced by the authority?
I can't comment on that. We haven't do a penetration testing, so nobody is hacking it. But to tell the truth, YT, cyber attack it's not about if that will happen. Yeah? It's actually when it will happen. Yeah. So it will sure happen. In other words, the cyber attack will happen. It's just a matter of time before it happens. So that give you a sense of reality, how secure is anything in the world. Yeah. Bank is very secure, they get hacked. Yeah. Government, they get hacked. You probably heard about recently, Australian government was under attack, cyber attack. So
attack is happening everywhere. It's just a matter of time.
Everywhere.
It's just a matter of time. So what kind of characteristic a person need to have for a career in info security or cyber security?
Well, you need to a simple thing is you like challenges. Yeah. First, you are curious. You don't stop learning. Of course, you must be able to take the pressure, because when the attack happens, I can assure you, it's like war. You are rushing for time. You are chasing time. You are trying to be one step ahead of the attacker. You try to think, okay, now this has happened. Roughly this, how it happened. Now, how do I prevent it? What is this guy going to do next? How can I stop him? Yeah. So we'll do, we call it containment, eradicate, and then we do recovery. Yeah, and then after we do forensic. So it's a very exciting field, I can tell you. Really, I would really encourage the youngster to venture into this field, take this up. I try to convince my children to do that, but none of them is interested. This field, we are constantly looking for people, looking for good people, especially.
So I can see
And
that
you must be able to learn.
I can see that there's one audience here that is perhaps quite interested in this field, like, how whether can I find out anybody hack my social media account? Can we figure out who tried to hack our social media or computers? Well, you need to do an investigation and forensic on it. So I think
YT. YT, just before I forget. So in the market at the moment, you'll be interested to find out. So now companies usually have their own security team. But in the market, there are services that they sell. They call it a red team and the blue team. These are ethical hacker. You can be a hacker and you can be an authorized hacker. There are certification, there are courses that teach you how to be an ethical hacker. Now, what do? They sell as a service. So you sign a contract with them, they'll tell you, okay, you authorize them to hack their network, the company. And they won't tell you when they're going to hack. They'll hack and they'll give you a report to see, okay, this is how far I go. This is where your weaknesses, And then the other team come in and say, okay, this is how I tell you how you can prevent it from happening. So there is a red team, there is a blue team,
So I think this pretty much answered the question for the topic today. Can I be a hacker? Yes, you can. And what we are, obviously what we are advocating here is the bright side, or not the dark side of it, the bright side of, making sure that you do good using your skill, right? And making use of your skill good as a hacker to help prevent further damage, whether personally, organization or country, and so on, and help company as well. So I think you also touched on a point about, we always want to be one step ahead of the hacker. And I think this is perhaps also one of the reasons why a lot of this incident is not shared widely, because I guess you are constantly in battle, in war with them, right? And
when it happens, it's just like war.
Yeah. So and even if it's quiet, you still have to be prepared to go into war, because, like I said, it can happen anytime, and you just need to get ready for them. And hopefully they don't notice you, but for your company, they cannot be not noticing you. so especially for large organization, definitely these are the area where they will find perhaps more incentive to get into. So I think there's before we close the session, just one last final question. Do you mind to share why your children is not interested in cybersecurity career?
They don't want. First, I don't know whether it's true. They say they don't want to do whatever I'm doing today. All right, so they are into accounting, they are into psychology, they are into business, but none want to pick up IT. Maybe because they have seen me working very late hours. I don't know, but they told me they don't want to be. They want to work in the field the same as me for whatever reason.
But you see, that's interesting. So I have parents who are doctors, and we know that doctors also work day and night, and a lot of time are very, very busy, and sometimes the kids still like, I want to be in doctor field, in medical field as well. So I don't know, it's a perception there. But I think that's the last question that we're gonna take from the audience. I think we have one more. So we are having terrorists and soldiers to keep fighting and no world peace. Well, definitely there's peace. So COVID-19 is coming down, except in US it's going up the other way around. hopefully it will get died down. And on the security side, although I think, like you said, although things are getting more and more, but definitely actions is being taken to address those as well, right? Okay, so I think that's all for today. And to me, this is this sharing is very fruitful to me, and a lot of insight on cybersecurity itself, as well as what we can do to prevent it. I think you shared the top three, right? Be vigilant and access, protect your access, and then don't put things around and just give access to everybody else. To make sure that you protect it well, right? So if you want to find out more on how you can protect yourself, please type "I want" and your name will be there for us to share our top 5 tips on how to keep you safe from the internet. So we're going to organize a webinar on that, or Zoom on that. So thank you very much, Francis, for sharing tonight.
Yep.
And I hope to see you again in future as well. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, so that's pretty much towards the end of our session. Let me just do a double check. Okay, so like I said, if you want our cybersecurity tips, put in "I want," and at the end of the session, let me just quickly share my slide. I think these are some of the names that we have here that have mentioned that you want to be in the sharing session. So for those that your name is here, can I ask for your help? Can you send us a message on our Facebook page so that we can get in touch with you as well? And then we will I will share with you the time that we will organize this sharing of the 5 tips on how you can keep yourself safe. Yeah, so those are the names that we have recorded. If your name is not in here, same thing, you can send us a message on Facebook, on our Facebook page. We will put you in the list, and then we will send you the link on the sharing of the 5 tips. Now, a bit of let me see, how do I turn this back on? Okay, a bit of advertisement. So we are starting our new intake for these 2 courses, game creation, which are very good for new learners who are new to coding, especially for young kids 8 and above, who are interested to learn coding. Like what Francis had mentioned, coding is pretty much the basic of it. In order for you to go to forensic, investigate, whether your computer is being hacked. Yeah, you have to know all this logic, how it's being planned, how things works, right? So game creation is coming 6th of July, another 2 weeks time, as well as our next course, which are tailored more for older age group, 15 and above, basics of Pythons. Again, we will master this programming language in 4 weeks. Yeah, if you're interested, please register at realfund.com.my/offer. realfund.com.my/offer. New intake 6th of July. So that is the course that we are doing at the moment. And also for next week, we will have Hilmi here live sharing with us how game is being produced, right? What is the complexity in producing the game? And again, linking back to our series, what can we do to get involved in this area as well? So stay tuned. Now, if you're interested with game production, come join us next week. Again, post your questions, ask Hilmi whatever questions that you have in mind in relation to game production. Okay, So with this, thank you very much, everybody. I hope this is a fruitful session to you as well, and I will see you again next week. Are you familiar with this? Is your child having difficulty in learning them? Or does your child know when to use them? Are they lost when it comes to applying the actual multiplication to real life scenarios?